So I'm guessing most of you are familiar with the concept of the body bag in Pokemon. Pretty much just defeating somebody with a humiliatingly large margin. And I thought I would kind of try to make my own little twist on that. And I'm kind of going to base it around this thing. As you see, it says easy on there. It's a pretty useless button. You can get it at pretty much any Staples store, and it's kind of a fun thing. And I thought I would try to kind of make a series around that. As if you're good enough to make this a series. Excuse me? Fuck you! What was that? So a while back, this comment right here popped up on my channel, and as you see, it says, "Let's have a fucking battle." And of course, I'm not the one to back away from something like that. He seemed pretty confident in his challenge, and I accepted the battle. And later that day, we had a battle. Now, what you can see here from the team preview is that there is basically no offensive presence whatsoever. I mean, I have my Talonflame and my Scarfed Chandelure. Those are kind of the only two offensive Pokemon on my team. They're both fire types, actually. He has a little bit more offensive presence, it would seem, from the team preview. But looking at it, they're all bulky attackers. And I'm fairly certain that the way I've built this team, kind of really stally defensive type of team, it's looking fairly good for me off the team preview, considering it's going to be hard for him to scratch the base of my team with the lack of offense he has. And you see, he's more revolving around bulky attackers and that kind of stuff than I am. So yeah, let's just get into the battle and prepare to say,
"That was easy."
So to lead off the battle, I'm gonna send in my Sableye, as he is gonna send in his Tyranitar. So of course what I want to try to do is I want to try to burn it. So I'm gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp as he gets the sand up, but I am gonna miss the Will-O-Wisp on the first turn, allowing him to pretty much unharmed get up his Stealth Rocks. I'm not really worried about that. I have a Bulky Defogger and Mandibuzz, which is really good to have. Now he's gonna withdraw, predicting another Will-O-Wisp going into his Reuniclus, which of course just benefits from being burned, as it kind of blocks other statuses. At the same time, it doesn't take any damage from the burn due to Magic Guard. I'm just gonna taunt the Reuniclus, predicting it maybe wanting to set up a Trick Room or something. He has quite a few things that can set up Trick Room, but he switches back into his Tyranitar to get the taunt, then he Mega Evolves, and I'm gonna get the Will-O-Wisp on him, and now the Tyranitar is really crippled. I mean, he has his Umbreon, which could be a Cleric, but it's actually gonna turn out not to be a Cleric at all. So I'm just gonna go for a Nightshade, try to get some damage, but he switches back into his Reuniclus once again, and then back into his Tyranitar for some reason, just trying to get the sand up again, I guess, and just gonna keep taunting. Not that it really matters. I don't think he has a setup move on his Tyranitar, so I'm pretty safe there no matter what. Now I'm gonna switch into my Gliscor, because Gliscor can take pretty much anything Tyranitar would want to do, and unless it's boosted. And he's actually gonna switch the same turn and go into his Carbink. Now, Carbink is weak. That's the only thing that can disturb it. It has huge defenses, but it's weak. Just gonna set up a Trick Room. It doesn't really matter too much to me, as my team isn't really that reliant on speed, except for in the case of Scarfed Chandelure. I mean, Talonflame has the priority, and can also not miss the fact that he went for Harden right there. with me behind a substitute. The fact that it even has harden, and the fact that it went for it with me behind a sub, that's really weird. And now he's gonna go for, I'm gonna go for the Toxic on him. So he's gonna try to break my substitute with a Moonblast, and since Carbink is so weak, it is not even gonna break the sub. I'm gonna go for a knockoff just because I was behind a sub and I really didn't have anything else to do. I kind of just had to wait out some damage on him. So now I believe I'm gonna go for the Protect on this turn, just trying to stall out a little bit more. And he's actually gonna switch into his Double Aid here. And my Protect is obviously gonna fail. Now I'm just gonna go for the knockoff here, trying to knock off the obvious Eviolite. It's kind of weird that he switched into his Double Aid at all. He's gonna Protect first turn just to stall out his last turn of Trick Room, which he set up himself. Next turn I'm just gonna go for a knockoff, get the Eviolite off, which really cripples any Double Aid because, yeah, Eviolite is what really makes it usable. In some cases even over its evolution Aegislash. And it's just gonna go for Shadow Sneak now. It's gonna be a crit. Probably would have taken out my sub anyway. I'm just gonna keep going for the knockoff, considering I was behind a sub. Now I can't really do much to it, so I'm gonna switch out into my Venusaur here, just because Venusaur is one of the bulkiest Pokemon I have on this team after Mega Evolution, and I can heal off with Synthesis, whatever he does to me. So you see, that didn't even do half to a regular Venusaur. You can just imagine what it will do to a Mega Venusaur. So I'm gonna Mega Evolve. He's just gonna keep trying to go for Shadow Sneak, and I'm gonna set up a Leech Seed on him this turn, just because it's nice to get that residual. As said, it's pretty much what I have to do with this team against a very defensive team like his. He's just gonna keep Shadow Sneaking, so I'm gonna go for a Synthesis and get all that HP back. So I'm sitting kind of pretty here, and he's not getting much done at all. He's gonna switch out his Double Aid and go into his Umbreon, which I'm gonna go for the Sleep Powder, and he's gonna have the Safety Goggles. So kind of a weird item to run on Umbreon, but it works out for him in that situation. I was not able to get him asleep. Now he's just gonna start to set up curses as I get him Leech Seeded, and as long as I have Leech Seed, I'm not really afraid of this guy setting up anything, because I have Gliscor, which, if you're slower than Gliscor and you have residual damage on you, you're not gonna be able to do anything to it. Gliscor will stall you out easily. I'm just gonna go for a Moonlight, get some HP back. I am gonna go for the Toxic right here. Of course, Gliscor doesn't care about Umbreon's Synchronize, because Gliscor has the Toxic running through his veins. He just enjoys it, gets that nice amount of HP back every turn with the Toxic. And just gonna go for the knockoff because I'm behind a substitute and I can. His Safety Goggles are gone, so I can't really put it to sleep anymore because it's Toxic now. And he's losing health pretty fast, and I'm just sitting pretty here. Now he's gonna withdraw, pretty much knowing that he would switch into a knockoff with his Reuniclus, which is kind of a weird play for him. I mean, he had things that would be able to take a knockoff way better than this thing, and it's not like he didn't know I had knockoff. So 2 knockoffs is gonna end the Reuniclus, and I have to say,
That was easy.
so now he's gonna go into his Sableye. I kind of made a mistake here. I was thinking Taunt wouldn't work since I was behind a substitute, but turns out it does, and I won't be able to get Toxic off. I'm just gonna go for the knockoff while I'm still behind the substitute, just because I can. Just gonna go for the Nightshade, just break my substitute, and since with the Taunt there's not really much I can do, I'm gonna switch out here and try to go out into Talonflame. Of course, Talonflame is pretty good. It's a physical attacker that will not get burned by Sableye whatsoever. He's gonna go for the Taunt, probably a predicting my switch into Venusaur or something like that, and I'm pretty much just gonna go for Brave Bird here. It's not gonna take him out, almost, and he's gonna get a recover off, but I'm just gonna go for a Brave Bird once again, and this Sableye is done for the game. I do take kind of hefty amount of recoil damage on it, but I am able to live, and
That was easy.
so the taunt wears off, but at this point I know a Shadow Sneak and recoil damage, at least probably a Shadow Sneak alone will take me out. So I'm gonna switch out Preserving my Talonflame and go into Spjarm the Mandibuzz. And he is gonna go for the Shadow Sneak as predicted. Of course it's not gonna do anything to Mandibuzz. And I'm actually gonna give more leftovers of recovery back than what I took from that Shadow Sneak. Now he's gonna go for a Protect, just to allow me to get some more recovery with the leftovers, as I'm gonna defog away the rocks, just to allow my Talonflame to be able to come in for some more attacks later on in the game. Also Chandelure would of course appreciate. He's gonna switch into his Tyranitar, which of course will be able to set up the rocks again, but with him being burned I know I can take a good amount of hits from the Tyranitar with the Mandibuzz, so I'm just gonna stay in here, alternate between roosting and defogging away his rocks, and just maybe get a foul play in when I can. And it's pretty much just gonna go back and forth while he loses health to the burn. And you see that Rock Slide does a third of my HP tops, and I'm just gonna go for foul play to speed up the process a little. We're gonna get a critical hit as he's gonna set up the Stealth Rocks, and this next turn of burn damage will take the Tyranitar out. And still I think
That was easy.
and now he is gonna go back into his poisoned Carbink. So I'm just gonna go for the defog. I mean, I don't really care if I don't get the evasion drop on him. That does not matter at all. And here you see how weak Carbink is. This is a stab Moonblast against my weaker defensive side, and it does a third of my HP tops against the weaker side of my defense. And that's just ridiculously low amount. And I know I can just stay in here and keep doing the roosting thing and get a useless foul play in here and there, just because, I mean, foul play is going to be just as weak as Carbink is. So it's just going to keep trying to go for Moonblast. Gets a critical hit, which still does a very low amount of health, damage to me. And yeah, I'm just going to keep roosting as this Carbink slowly dies to the Toxic. And that's the thing, I mean, Carbink has huge defenses, but it can't do anything to utilize the defense it has, because it's pretty much just gonna, yeah, die off to my recovery, and yeah.
That was easy.
So now it's gonna go into his Black Star, the double 8 here. It's just gonna protect to give me some more leftovers recovery, and yeah, I was just thinking I was gonna go for foul play, but yeah, of course it hits the protect, which I don't really know why he protects all the time. Now he's gonna withdraw his double again, so he sent it in just to protect one turn and then switch out again. Let's go into his Umbreon. Of course, this foul play won't do much to an Umbreon with the defensive and not offensive stats that it has. And now I'm really sure he's gonna go for a Moonlight to try to heal a little bit. So I see that as a chance to bring in my Talonflame to try to start setting up some bulk ups and pretty much be able to clean up the game from there. So he goes for the Moonlight just as I expected, and now I'm just gonna go for the Roost to get some HP back, because I really need it if I want to be able to go for the full cleanup here. So he's gonna go for the feint attack, which isn't gonna do anything because feint attack is not a very strong attack, and especially since it's only stock with Umbreon's not that very good attack stats. It's not gonna do much. And I'm just gonna go for the bulk up here. So he's gonna go for another feint attack. Of course, it doesn't do it does even less now that I'm boosted in defense. And now I know he's gonna die to the next toxic turn. He might Moonlight, so I'm just gonna go for a Roost, get some HP back of my own, and he's just gonna try going for another feint attack, and I'm gonna eat that up. So now I'm pretty much game is pretty much over, and the Umbreon dies.
That was easy.
And the only thing he has left is his Doublade. So this turn he's gonna go for Protect, just to make you watch this battle longer, I guess. And of course, that's just gonna prolong the battle one more turn. Just gonna go for a Shadow Sneak. Not even a crit can save him. As I'm just gonna go for the Flare Blitz and take out the Doublade to finish the battle. And I just have to say,
that was easy.
very easy. So thank you so much for watching this kind of weird battle I had. It was kind of fun to be able to take him on like that and win the way I did. And yeah, as I said, I hope to kind of try making this a series. And yeah, so if you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you later. Goodbye.